past 2 decades, we have experienced billions of dollars in losses due to spring frost, dry summers, flooding. It won't stop, and not one of us is ready. Municipalities across Canada are starting a movement of climate change adaptation, and Durham Region has become a leader. We're looking strategically at risks to our infrastructure, homes, and people so that we can change how we build and where we build. When we first started to envision the Durham Community Climate Adaptation Plan, we knew that there were many stakeholders that we needed to engage. We're home to 8 local area municipalities, 5 conservation authorities, and 4 different electrical utilities. In Durham, we have the Durham Region Roundtable on Climate Change, which is a formal committee of our council with representatives from our CEO, CAO, regional councillors, and also representatives from major sectors, industries, and academia. With the support of the Durham Region Roundtable on Climate Change, we were able to bring together over 60 experts to participate in our expert task forces for this plan. In 2013, we began to lay the foundation for the plan by undertaking a future climate study. There were many projections available already, but none of them provided us with the discrete data for Durham Region. We chose the timeframe 2040 to 2049 because it's in the relative near future. It's within the useful life of infrastructure that we're installing today, and it's also relevant to urban planning timeframes. Overwhelmingly, this study told us that we need to prepare for a future that's warmer, wetter, and wilder. We assembled expert task forces for 8 different sectors and undertook hazard identification risk assessments. We looked at the likelihood and consequence of all the different risks based on our future climate. And then we asked them, what can we do to control for those risks? So for example, under our road sector, they identified asphalt softening as a potential risk due to our warmer climate. But they also said, there are different asphalt mixes out there that we could switch to. For our building sector, it was a bit more complex. They said we needed to invest heavily in community education, retrofit, 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 and we also need new design standards. In still others, there was competing programs. So for our electrical sector, they suggested that we remove some trees to prevent electrical outages due to wind and ice storm events. But then our human health sector suggested increasing the urban tree canopy. We brought all of our expert stakeholders together. We went over different gaps and overlaps and came up with a draft plan. We sent this draft plan out to all those different stakeholder groups and asked for their comments. Then we took the plan back to the Durham Region Roundtable on Climate Change for their approval before we sent it to our regional council in December of 2016. And this was really critical because the Durham Region Roundtable on Climate Change regional councillors championed this plan at council. We also then sent the plan back out to all of those stakeholder groups, ask them to bring it to their boards and councils and have it formally approved by their local area municipalities, conservation authority boards, and electrical utility boards. We asked them to give us some of their staff and formally delegate people to participate in the next stages with us. And this is critical because at Durham, our office is an office of 2 people. We established a steering committee, 7 different working groups. We undertook several best practice studies, developed flooding communication strategy. We supported a university capstone course on stormwater fee and credit programs. We partnered with the Institute for Catastrophic Loss Reduction to develop resilient building standards for Durham Region's homes. We also identified several whose jurisdictions were far greater than Durham Region: railways, telecommunications, natural gas, where there's policy implications at the provincial and federal level. We worked with our community to develop a reporting framework so that we can transparently report. And we're also initiating a new agriculture task force this year. We've partnered with the Ontario Climate Consortium to look at Durham Region-owned stormwater infrastructure. And we're also looking at how climate change is addressed in regional plans, local area municipality plans, and conservation authority plans so that we can all hopefully address it in the same way. So while it's important that we dramatically decrease our emissions today, we also need to adapt to the inevitable changes to our climate. My hope is that the work that we've done today will build a foundation for climate adaptation in Canada at all levels of government.